Greetings YouTube! Today we're looking at a Wenger Swiss Army knife. Now this is wide. It's got all kinds of tools in here. Now I bought this thing used at a yard sale for $5. It's missing the little key ring here, but if I were to carry this I would remove this completely because I don't ever use the rings that come with them. I don't ever use a lanyard or anything, and I'm not going to just hang this off my keys because frankly it's hella heavy, and I'd be afraid of losing it. Along with my keys. So this is the kind of thing this is, in my opinion, way too big for a pocket. It's obnoxiously large. So yeah, I would probably put this into a gear bag or something like that, or a glove box, so you have some good general tools you could grab in a pinch. And I saw something recently, I think it might have been Survival Russia. A company sells ferrocerium rods that fit into the toothpick holder. I think this toothpick or the tweezers, one of the two. I think it's a toothpick holder, and that makes the tool much more useful. So you got the classic, plastic toothpick, which I would definitely want to clean before I used it. This is used, and then we have the tweezers. Here we go. And I've always these tweezers have been used, and they're obviously they're a little sprung, but that's an easy fix. I can fix that, no problem. And if you get them to be a little bit closer together, I've always really liked these tweezers in the Swiss Army tools. Though I will admit, I think, I don't know if I ever used the Wenger tweezers. I've always liked the Victorinox. So maybe the Wenger tweezers don't work as well. But still, having a pair of tweezers on you, in my mind, is a really important thing for splinters and things. Along with a sharp blade, the combination can make your day much more pleasant. Sure, you may bleed a little, but at least you don't have freaking splinters on your hand. I hate metal splinters in particular. So, what do we have for tools? This is a nail tool, so you've got for cleaning your nails, and a little file, which I think is quite useful. Nice spring retention on this one. Okay. Here we go. Here's your classic Swiss Army knife blade. This one has been used, and yeah, it needs to be honed. Frankly, it needs to be honed. But it's in overall not bad shape. It's got a little bit of sticky stuff on it, so I think the person probably used it for opening packages and such. Next we have the pliers, which has a spring. So this right here, that's the spring for pushing them back open again. And these actually have a slip joint. Sorry, didn't mean to bump my camera. Slip joint for me. There we go. They've got a slip joint, so you can actually grab larger things. That was kind of cool. I've never seen a slip joint in a Swiss Army knife before, so I thought that was kind of interesting. Then we have, sorry, these are weird. The nicks are not all on the same side. There they are. This is a wrench, and this is actually based on a very old design of an alligator wrench, and I've got a good one on my wall I hung up, which is an antique. The idea being is you basically just shove this onto the nut, and you turn, and you put the teeth in the direction that you want to grip. So you're going to be tightening this way, you want the teeth on that way. And if you're going to be loosening something, you go that way. These are dull as toast. They really should have more of an aggressive edge to them. That's a problem in Swiss Army knives a lot. They round the heck out of everything. I did like the fact that there's a little illustration how to use it. That made me smile. So people don't think it's just, look at my Swiss Army knife, it's a dinosaur. And then we have the classic Phillips head. And this one, yeah, it's quite frankly, it's better than the Victorinox, but it's still, there's a lot of rounded in there, so I've had the problem if you try to use a Phillips head like this, it tends to slip a lot because there's no grip, there's no bite, which is a kind of a pain in the butt when you're doing things. Sorry, I'm trying to look at these. Whoops, here we have the scissors. And I've never had a problem using these type of scissors. I kind of like them. Obviously, they're not for heavy-duty stuff, but for light-duty scissoring work, always good to have a pair of scissors on you. Here we have the wood blade and the saw, and this has actually been back beveled, so the spine is thinner than this, so you don't get binding when you're cutting. Obviously, you're not going to be cutting a lot on those. They're very small. Okay. Sorry. Doing this with a camera in my way isn't the simplest thing in the universe. There we go. Here is the metal saw. Now, I haven't used this one. It's designed to cut metal, obviously light bits of metal. And then there are files on one side. That side's a double hatch. Are they both double hatches? Yeah, it looks like they might be both the double hatches. Now, I use this type of file on my fingernails all the time. I wouldn't use that little dinky one. This is much bigger, much more useful. I also like the sheep's foot overall shape. Okay, what's next? Next is... Nope, that's the same one. Next is... Oh, now I get the teeth caught. Oh yeah, the fish scaler. Honestly, I've never needed a fish scaler in my life, and also it's for getting hooks out of your fish. But people out there who fish, there you go. Next you have a magnifying glass. So there you go. This has a built-in fire starter, which is really nice. Again, you can get a ferrocene rod for them as well, but this right here, as long as you start your fire in the daytime, you can start a fire with this. It will work. I've done it. Plus a small screwdriver. And then we have the compass. Now the compass is interesting because the compass has a little slot. And that's for once you get the compass where you want it, you can line up. Then you get the window and you can turn it to get, and it actually does work. I checked it against a better compass, and this is roughly north-south in my neighborhood. It's not perfect, but this would get you out of a pinch. Just travel in one direction, folks. In like state of New Hampshire, travel south, you're gonna hit something eventually. You have to go around something. Once you get around the object, continue to travel south again. There's very few places in the United States where you can't find something eventually if you travel in a single direction, at least until you find a stream or river. Can opener and screwdriver. And last but not least, we have the bottle opener and screwdriver. This is the can opener, and this is a nice. It's got an actually decent edge. It was never used. You can tell it was never used. And this goes on the left side to open a can. I've seen ones that go on this side, but this one you put the flat. There's the bevel. You put the flat against that. You go ring, 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 and because it's a bigger tool, you can actually grab this and you're pushing. As long as you're careful, this would give you enough leverage to be able to open up a can of food in an emergency. Again, obviously, not something you want to be doing on a daily basis. But sorry, I've got a ding in my table. Daily basis, but it would definitely work. So this has been a Wenger Swiss Army knife. Oh, sorry, I forgot. I never use these things. Here's the corkscrew, and I have seen for Victorinox at least, a eyeglass screwdriver which you can screw inside this and then keep it with you. And I found that a very useful tool to have on me because I wear glasses. I don't know if it would fit in a Wenger, probably because the same people own both companies now. I don't know when this was made. But this has been a Wenger Swiss Army knife. I don't know what model it is. If someone else out there does know, I think it's kind of obnoxiously large, but it's still a fairly well-built tool and good glove box tool. Not something I think you want to be carrying on a daily basis, but could still be useful. And it's the kind of thing that like a 13 or 14-year-old would be really freak out. Oh, that's so cool. Great gift idea.